What happens when someone gets chance after chance after chance and throws every single one away? You're about to witness one of the most frustrating courtroom exchanges I've ever seen. This is People v. Dio, and it's a masterclass in what not to do when you're on probation. Here's the situation. We've got a defendant who pleaded guilty, got sentenced in January 2024, and was given a relatively straightforward probation. Pay your fines, complete a driver rehab program, do 100 hours of community service. Simple, right? Wrong. Fast forward 6 months, and he hasn't done a single thing the court ordered him to do. Not one payment, not 1 hour of community service, nothing. But it gets worse. When the judge gives him a violation of probation hearing in June and orders him to serve just 10 days in jail as a warning shot, does he show up? Nope. He goes on the run, and when police finally catch up to him, he allegedly runs again, picking up a new resisting and obstructing charge in the process. Now he's standing before Judge Simpson, the same judge who gave him multiple chances, asking for mercy. He's got a 5-year-old son about to start kindergarten, a baby on the way, and he's working full-time at Amazon. Sounds sympathetic, right? But here's the problem. The judge has heard all the excuses before, and when you've been given chance after chance and done absolutely nothing to earn another one, what happens when you finally run out of road? Judge Simpson is not having it today. This is about accountability, broken promises, and what happens when you disrespect the court one too many times. Buckle up, because this is going to be intense. Let's dive in. Let's break down what the probation officer just laid out, because this is damning. Mr. Cummings owes $2,255 in fines and hasn't made a single payment. He hasn't completed his driver rehab program, which he needed to do within a month of release. He hasn't done any of his 100 hours of community service. And since his last violation hearing in June, he's picked up a new case for allegedly resisting and obstructing police. But here's what really stands out. He had multiple failure to appear warrants even before his original sentencing in January. This isn't someone who made one mistake. This is a pattern of not showing up, not following through, and not taking the court seriously. The probation officer is recommending 365 days in jail with credit for time served, discharge from probation without improvement, and completion of an in-jail MRT program with the possibility of early release. Translation? The prosecution has lost all faith that Mr. Cummings will comply with probation. They want him locked up, plain and simple. But his defense attorney is about to make a plea for mercy. Will the judge buy it? Let's see. Here's the defense attorney's pitch. Mr. Cummings is a full-time father, working 40 hours a week at Amazon on the night shift. He's got a 5-year-old about to start kindergarten and a baby due any day. He's living with his mother and his partner, so he's got support. He says he can pay $1,000 toward his fines right now and claims he's been successful on other probations. But notice what just happened. The judge asked a simple question. How did he get picked up on this warrant? And the answer is revealing. Police came to his apartment for an unrelated matter. Translation: he wasn't turning himself in. He got caught. And when the probation officer mentions he ran when police showed up, that's where the new resisting and obstructing charge comes from. So let's be clear, Mr. Cummings had 45 days between the June 12th hearing, when the judge ordered him to turn himself in by 6 p.m. that same day, and July 20th when he finally got arrested. He didn't turn himself in. He didn't make payments. He didn't start community service. He did nothing except try to avoid the consequences. And now he wants mercy. Let's hear his statement. Judge Simpson just laid out the entire timeline, and it's devastating. Let's recap. Mr. Cummings was supposed to appear for sentencing back in September 2023. He didn't show. A bench warrant was issued. Somehow it got resolved, and he finally showed up in January 2024 for sentencing. The judge gave him a straightforward probation, pay fines, do community service, complete a driver program. 6 months later, in June, he's violated every single term. The judge gives him a second chance, just 10 days in jail, as a warning shot, and orders him to report by 6 p.m. That same day, June 12th, Mr. Cummings doesn't show. A bench warrant without bond is issued. He's on the run for 45 days before getting caught on July 20th. Now here's the key question the judge asks. Between June 12th and July 20th, what were you doing to correct this? And Mr. Cummings' answer: I was trying to work and save money to take care of other bonds. The judge immediately calls him out. You're only apologizing because you got caught. If police hadn't shown up at your door, I still wouldn't be seeing you. That's the heart of the issue. This isn't someone who made a mistake and is trying to fix it. This is someone who only cares about consequences when he gets caught. The judge sees right through it. This exchange is brutal. The judge asks Mr. Cummings a simple question. Tell me one thing on this sentence that you've done. And Mr. Cummings can't answer. He starts to say he checked in with probation, but even that trails off. The judge calls him out. Why can't you just say, Judge, I did nothing? And that's the moment of truth. Mr. Cummings finally admits, "You're right." But then, and this is critical, he immediately goes back to making excuses. "I had other warrants that stopped me from doing my probation." The judge doesn't let that fly. "Why did you have warrants?" "Because you hadn't done what you were supposed to do." It's a circular logic trap. "I couldn't do probation because I had warrants." "Why did you have warrants?" "Because I didn't do what I was supposed to do." It's an endless cycle of avoidance and excuse making, and Judge Simpson is fed up. He points out that everything that's come out of Mr. Cummings' mouth has been an excuse. Not accountability, not ownership, just excuses. And here's what makes this so frustrating. The judge says if Mr. Cummings had reached out to the probation officer or his attorneys or even the court staff, they would have helped him. But he didn't even try. He just did nothing and hoped it would go away. Judge Simpson just dropped one of the most powerful lines in this entire hearing. Everything that has happened that's bad in this case is no one's fault but yours. That's accountability in its purest form. No excuses. No blaming other warrants, other cases, or life circumstances. Just the truth. But then the judge goes even further. He points out that if Mr. Cummings had actually tried, if he'd shown any effort, any progress, any good faith, the defense attorney and probation officer would have gone to bat for him. They would have emailed the court coordinator, worked out a solution, tried to help. But Mr. Cummings didn't give them anything to work with. He did nothing. And then comes the accusation that hits hardest. "Don't even play that game with me that you don't want to be disrespectful. You intentionally were disrespectful. You intentionally thwarted my order. You intentionally tried to hide and seclude yourself. You were allegedly disrespectful to the police when they showed up. Every move you've made has been coded with disrespect to everybody involved in this process." That's not just a legal ruling, that's a character assessment. The judge is saying this isn't about one mistake or one bad day. This is a pattern of disrespect to the court, to probation, to the system, and to everyone trying to help him. And at this point, there's no coming back from that. This is the turning point. Mr. Cummings keeps insisting, "If I didn't have other warrants, I'd be straight on track with probation." But the judge isn't buying it. And here's why. Those other warrants exist because Mr. Cummings didn't take care of business in those cases either. It's not bad luck, it's a pattern. But then the judge says something that really stands out. "Mr. Cummings, I do not want to send you to jail. I do not like sending people to jail." And you can hear the sincerity in that. This isn't a judge who enjoys being harsh. This is a judge who tried multiple times to give Mr. Cummings opportunities to succeed. Judge Simpson explains, "I try to bend over backwards to give people the opportunity. When you need a nudge, I do a little bit of time to try to get your attention and get you back on track. All of those things, every one of them I've tried with you, and you've done nothing." That's the tragedy here. This isn't a vindictive judge. This is a judge who gave chance after chance, only to be met with broken promises, no-shows and excuses. At some point, mercy without accountability becomes enabling, and the judge has reached that point. The judge just said something that cuts to the core of this entire case. "Your promises are no good to me. Your promises are no good." That's the price of broken trust. When you've been given multiple chances and you squander every single one, your words lose all credibility. Mr. Cummings keeps saying, "I promise I'll complete this probation. I promise you won't see me again." But the judge has heard those promises before. In September 2023, in January 2024, in June 20, and every single time Mr. Cummings did nothing. At some point, promises become meaningless without action to back them up. The probation officer clarifies that Mr. Cummings is referencing his domestic violence case and other warrants. But the judge's point stands. If you don't take care of business, the court can't help you. And that's the fundamental issue here. The judge, the probation officer, the defense attorney, they're all willing to help, but you have to meet them halfway. You have to show effort. You have to do something. Mr. Cummings didn't do any of that. And now, as the judge says, we're going to do it my way. And if you found this just going to be intense and eye-opening as we did, make sure to hit that like button. Share this video with anyone who needs to see what happens when you don't take probation seriously. And don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. We've got more cases coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.